All right, we are back again. Porsche Cup at Monza, and we have to have a discussion, right? We are doing something in this race we have not done in a very, very long time, but it is badly, badly needed. I just finished a race, which you're never going to see the light of day of, in which I lost 0.81 safety rating, bringing me down to a 1.2 safety rating in A license. I really desired to keep my A license, and this is Monza. And so that means the only way to do that is to start from the pit lane. And so this race is going to be a little different than when we have been running. We're not really challenging as much. We are choosing 100% life 100% of the time, and we are going to try and gain some safety rating back. And I'm going to try and also use this opportunity to not only see how much carnage actually does take place in Monza from the back, and to kind of talk about where we are in terms of as a driver. You know, I've been a minute since I've really introspected and seen exactly how far we've come and what we still definitely need to work on. So gonna be a very different video. Hopefully it isn't the most boring 15 lap race we've ever seen. If it sounds interesting to you, I'd love to have you kind of hang out. If you haven't already, subscribe down below. Leave a comment below what you think I need to work on the most for those of you who've seen me race. I think you'll have some very common denominators when it comes to my performances. And let's see if we can survive our race at Monza in the Porsche Cup. I'll see you when we go green.
Green flag, green flag.
Looks like we got a few people here doing the same thing. But we're off!
The estimated strength of the field is
1,610. We're gonna be at the back, not all the way at the back, but we are at the back, that is for sure. Seems like everyone around me also is kind of trying to do the same thing. Try and survive, have a good time, gain some safety rating, and not die immediately at this race at Monza. So let's settle in, let's get these tires up to speed and settle in. We're gonna probably be taking an I rating hit in this one, but as of right now, that's not the worst thing in the world. My rating has been taking a tanking the last couple of weeks. It's been yo-yoing, I would say, more than anything. And so it's gonna be nothing too different than what we've seen. We already have plenty of carnage, as lap 1 at Monza is wont to do. We are choosing life. We are not going forward if we don't have to. If people want a position, they can have it. My goal in this race is to quite literally finish with as few incidents as possible. So far, so good. We've actually moved up to 18th, so at the end of the day, we're in a little pack here with everyone in our pit lane buddies. There we go, opening lap successful for no incidents. Can we believe it? Now, second turn 1 is going to be another key point here. Not the best exit out of there. Oh no, he's blinking. Everyone knows blinking at Monza is almost worse than blinking everywhere else.
There's an incident behind. Left side.
Take it. I don't want it.
Still there. Keep to the right. Clear. You got a slow car on the left. Go right.
Still no incidents. We do go down one position back to 18th, but we gain a position due to someone spinning out ahead, so net even, and we don't have to worry about someone who's going to maybe do something stupid here at the end of turn 1. Or in Parabolica, for that matter. Alright. I was going to give him a bump, but he just got out of the way.
Stay on the right. Keep to the right. Clear.
I was going to give him a bump draft. Apparently Bruno has no interest in working together. All he wants is attack 100% of the time, which is exactly also why I am totally content with just being behind him. Maybe we can learn something, because it always looks like he gets a great run out of the second Lesmo here. Not terrible. We're gaining a bunch of time on our Delta. Not complaining whatsoever. This has issue written all over it from my perspective. We are backing out at the 200. You're taking our line as desired. Just being smooth with it. Smooth is, what is it? Slow is smooth. Smooth is fast.
The car in P1 just set the fastest lap. 51.023.
We survive Parabolica once more. And just like that, 3 laps down, no incidents. And we're gonna have a great show for this battle between Casper. I'm gonna call him Casper because that's fun. And Bruno here. We are backing out well early once again. Trying to practice just being slow and smooth, especially turns 1 and 2 here. You can definitely get it wrong, for sure. Getting a little slidey. Pretty solid exit. We'll see if Casper has any interest in working together if and when we Constantina together a bit towards the entry to Parabolica. We'll find out together. Trying to be easy on the tires. Seeing if maybe we can make a move later in this race. I'm surprised there hasn't been as much death. I feel like normally at this point in races I've actually tried to have really good races. Always ends up with more than enough incidents for the rest of us. We did not get a very good exit, so probably not going to be very much bump drafting here, but he is within 7/10 or so of Bruno. Doesn't look like he's taking the slipstream though, so he looks pretty content. Alright, we're starting to lose a little bit of touch to Bruno up there. Not that we care. We're here for safety rating, and we're taking all the lumps that come with it. check that exit. That was interesting. Alright, okay. We're getting a little loose with it. We lost a little bit of focus there. Scary is one way to say it for sure. We're trying to just... I'm trying to communicate that I have no real intentions of attacking unless they leave the door like about as open as it possibly could be. I think I'm getting a little too caught up watching Casper's bumper than I am running my own lines.
The car in P1 just set the fastest lap, 50.569.
There we go. Now we got a decent run. Let's see if we can give him a... See if we can communicate here.
Great job, 10 to go. Right side, clear.
Couldn't care in the slightest. There we go. Now we give Casper a target. I think he knows that we're in the same boat here. We're here for the same goals. Unless he just absolutely just sends one to the moon, which honestly would be hilarious. We are turning in a little early, I think, into the second Lesmo. It's really hindering our run down towards Ascari, which gotta work on for the future. Maybe if we get an opportunity, we can swing by around Casper and see if we can drag him along. I do think we are leaving a lot in the tank by sitting behind, so we'll keep an eye out for opportunities. Into lap 6, we are cruising in this one, but. You know what's an interesting thing? One of the other topics I kind of want to talk about was not running into the back of these guys. Was the biggest changes I think I've seen in my driving here recently. And I think one of the funniest parts about it is it only really comes in situations like this where I'm not worried about results. Where I think sometimes I can get so focused on the result that I just do not stay process oriented with it. And so I think that just really runs me into issues where I'm more focused on the result than I am on just driving good lines and just driving my race, you know? I get so caught up in the battles and the results and not wanting to, you know, have a bad race that if I just settled in and just ran my race and didn't worry about the results and more of just, not the final results, but if I just worried about the results lap to lap, I think I'd see a big improvement. I think recently I've just been too caught up in results that there's plenty you can learn just running around to the back and just ultimately not worrying about your final results. As long as you're running your race and you run a race you're happy with, you target a goal in mind, and if you can hit that, then you're golden. And so my goal in this race is to finish with no incident points ideally. So in a perfect world, I would finish with no incident points. This might be an opportunity to get by Casper, maybe.
car right. Stay on the left, clear on the right.
Alright, we let him know that we're here. Thankfully, no contact whatsoever. Very, very fair racing for the three of us. I think Casper's starting to realize that he kind of wants to get by Jose up there. And I think I'm starting to realize, ideally, I'd like to get by them as well. I think ideally we're losing a lot of time to the front. Again, not that we're worried about final overall race results, but I think even in this, where we're just going for safety rating, I feel like I'd like to be able to feel like I'm running more of my pace than this anyway. That's okay. Such is life. Still also plenty of opportunity for stuff ahead to kind of bring some free positions to us, especially as... Okay, alright. Getting a little slidey. We backed out there, we chose life. We're gonna be a little down, but that honestly will just give us a little bit of clear air, and we can maybe settle down a little bit and get back to running pretty confident lines. The left tires on this track just take an absolute beating from start to finish, as you can tell from the difference in tire pressures between the left side and the right side. And so it's definitely an instance of, if you can run some laps to kind of keep them cool, or maybe run a little less optimal lines, brake a little earlier, not put as much energy through them, cool them down a little bit, that honestly will do you more good than just trying to push 100% the whole time. Ideally, I'd like to try and, usually like to try and keep the tire pressures around 26 on the left side. I think that's the range that I typically enjoy seeing. It feels like I'm pretty confident in that range. We're a little above that now. Could just be due to maybe a little higher track temp. Worst case scenario, Casper now has gotten by Jose. We'll see what kind of pace Jose can run here. I think ideally just staying in a pack is better than not. Granted, ideally it'd be not for, 18th, 19th, or 17th, 18th, and 19th, but you do what you can do. I think we can actually push the exit to Ascari a little more, just because our right side tires are not the ones that are getting, roasted up the most. Something to keep in mind. Worst case scenario, we're getting a great seat for all the battles that we're gonna have into turn one with these two. And we're gonna be here. The moment they make a mistake, we'll be here to capitalize and just continue to run our fun little race. And not unbeknownst to me, we are starting to catch some people ahead who might have been pushing a little bit too hard and might be struggling a bit so far. But we're on about the 2/3 mark, lap 10, and we're feeling pretty good actually. But let's use this opportunity to kind of talk about, I think, a lot of the things that I know I still need to work on, which I think kind of goes a little bit hand in hand with what I was talking about earlier, about worrying too much about results and not focusing enough on the task at hand, which is running the best lines, hitting my braking markers I can, and just being happy with a race rather than focusing entirely on the final standings. I think it's kind of I've realized it's kind of started to cloud me up a little bit, where I get so disappointed and I get so focused on, final results that I make mistakes. I make bad ones too, and like race-ending mistakes basically. And it's just that's never gonna go well. And in the grand scheme of things, it's gonna do me a lot better to learn how to be able to drive like this, where just focusing on running the best lines I can, staying on track, being safe, not making any unnecessary moves or defenses, and just driving my own race at my own pace, and just continuing to practice and improve on the things I know I need to improve on. So weird to say that I think the best thing that I could do to try and get these two positions at once is just to keep pushing them at each other.
Look for opportunities.
It does look like Jose has a little bit of damage on that left rear towards of his diffuser. Either that or that's just how this is set up, and I'm just crazy. But either way, he's been scrapping. See, I love these lines so much more, man. It's so smooth, so straightforward. Never really feel like I'm in danger. The confidence built is crazy. It's not the fastest way to run laps, but